What's up, Star Wars fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, back with another action figure review. This time, I'll be looking at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series 6-inch unmasked figure of Kylo Ren. Let's have a look at the packaging now. On the bottom front, we get some character art, and it says Kylo Ren. There's a partial window on the top, some product information on the bottom. On the side, there's another partial window, and once again, it says Kylo Ren. On the opposite side of the packaging, we get a field of red with the figure number. And on the back, once again, we see some character art and a brief description of Kylo Ren. That description is printed in 4 different languages. If you would like to read any of these, just hit pause and do so now. And now let's bust open this package and see what's inside. The figure comes with 2 accessories, and here is the lightsaber hilt. There's some very intricate sculpting on this, and it is possible to place this on the figure. And here we have the lightsaber with the ignited blade. And I really like how chaotic the plastic looks. That's a very good representation of Kylo Ren's lightsaber. And the color is accurate, so no complaints with these 2 accessories. The figure comes in this solid red inner cardboard tray. And here we have Kylo Ren free of the package and ready to rumble. There's a great deal to like about this figure. I especially appreciate the way that the attire was produced. However, I do have one criticism of this figure. So let's have a closer look at the loose details now. Let's start with a look at the lower body, and what I really like about this figure is that it's a mix of soft goods and plastic, and you can see the various layers here. These look very realistic. There's plenty of excellent sculpting on the boots, as you can see here, and the sculpting on the legs looks like flowing material, so I really appreciate how all of this works together. This is definitely screen accurate. Now let's have a look at the torso. And once again, this is soft goods except for the shawl. And even though the texturing on that makes it look like soft goods, this feels like a high quality fabric, and I'm really impressed here. I don't think that the belt comes off. If it does, mine is stuck, and I certainly don't want to force that and break it. But I really appreciate the quality of the belt as well. Here's a look at the arms, and these are plastic, but they've been sculpted in such a way that they look like a very thick military type of bodysuit. One criticism that I have is that these are a little undersized, and there's not a lot of definition in the biceps, the triceps, or the deltoids. Now let's have a look at the head sculpt, and this is the area with which I have the most problems. Number one, the hood is unruly, and I can see the likeness of Adam Driver here, but I think he looks a little older than he should. The lines around the mouth and the cheekbones are just a little too pronounced. I do appreciate the sculpting on the hair, as well as the color choice. This is definitely accurate to the way that Adam Driver looked in the films. And with a little bit of work, it's possible to get the hood to lay against the head sculpt in a more realistic way. In terms of articulation, the figure has ankle pivoting, as you can see demonstrated here. The figure also features double jointed knees. So if you would like to get this figure into a running pose, you do have that option. There are strategic cuts in the tunic, and this will allow you to get the figure into a side-kicking pose. It's a little difficult to see, but this figure does have quadriceps swiveling, And you can see that here. And this one's pretty tight, but it is moving. The figure kicks forward that far, and it does step back. The torso articulation is hindered somewhat by the attire. The waist does rotate, and you can get the figure to rock back and crunch forward. There's ample articulation in the wrists, as well as the elbows. They swivel from side to side. You can only get the elbows to articulate to this angle, so I wish there were a little more there. The shawl limits the shoulder articulation to a degree. However, if you want to do a full 360 with the shoulders, you can move it around to give you more options. You can lift the arms up from the sides this much. Be careful with the elbows. At least on my figure, they hyperextend, and it seems like you could possibly damage those if you get too overzealous with posing. As far as the head goes, it moves easily from side to side. The figure looks up this much. He looks down that much, so that is impressive. And there is a minor amount of head tilting. I wish there were more in this area. So, although I think the articulation is a mixed bag, there are more positives than negatives. As I referenced earlier, there is a port on the side of the belt, and this will allow you to snap the lightsaber hilt onto the figure. It does take a little force, but once it's in place, it hangs off of the figure, as you can see here. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review, and please tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Star Wars content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching!